Hello, Dad. This is Jay Warren. This is the Dadhood Journey podcast, and today's topic is this: having a pen pal, the BFG. Let's do it.
Hi, my name's Niko, and you're listening to my dad, Jay Warren. This is the Dadhood Journey podcast. Thanks for listening.
Yep. So Niko, over the last few months, has been having a pen pal, and we have been writing a note almost every night that he's with me, which is a couple of nights, half the week, to the BFG. And if you don't know what the BFG is, you might not be alone. The BFG stands for the Big Friendly Giant, and he is a character in one of my favorite childhood books and one of my favorite Rold Dahl books called The BFG, or The Big Friendly Giant. Now, I had read this book as a kid and I loved it, and I started reading another one of the Rold Dahl books to Niko months ago. It was Danny the Champion of the World, one of my favorite books of all time, kids books, that is. And we didn't get to finishing that one right away because Danny the Champion of the World is about a dad and a boy, single dad because the mom had passed away, and they have this adventure, and I'm not going to go into that, but one of the beginning parts of the book was about how Danny's dad tells him stories each night and how much the boy loved it, and it was part of the way of describing their bond that they have. But he told the story of the BFG, and apparently this is where Rold Dahl, the author, got the idea for the BFG, and then he wrote this other book, the BFG. It's been made into a movie by Disney just a couple of years ago, and I was adamant that we weren't going to watch the movie until we finished the book. We finished the book, and Niko loved it, and the movie is excellent as well. The special effects are amazing. It's true to the story, all that good stuff. But the BFG, the premise of the book is there's these giants. Most of the giants are ones that are bad, and they come into town. This is set in England, and they eat children and all that bad stuff. But the big friendly giant is that. He's friendly. He doesn't eat kids. And his job is he makes dreams and puts them in bottles, and he takes these jars, these bottles, into town with this huge horn blower thing, and goes to children's rooms and blows dreams in through the window, and they have those kind of dreams that are there. And in the adventure, there's this girl, Sophie, in an orphanage, and they go back to Giant's country, and they have this whole relationship. Well, the BFG is still so real to Niko. I mean, he really believes that the BFG exists and is a person and comes to do dreams and all that good stuff, and it's so awesome. And so he had some questions about how he makes the dreams and how he gets from England all over the world. And so I suggested, let's write him a note and see if he'll pick up the note when he comes here to bring your dream tonight. And he was all over it. And slow but sure, it just became this ongoing thing. So it became very much like an Elf on the Shelf thing. I don't know if you do Elf on the Shelf at Christmas. I have not. But from parents that get frustrated with it, I feel them, because as awesome as BFG was and writing these notes, it became kind of our thing. Like, all right, we finished bath, we finished shower, or whatever we were doing, having snack, let's write our note for the BFG. Let's put it out. We put it outside his window in the backyard on this little table that we put underneath it, and usually give him a snack. He likes carrots, and we tend to have a lot of carrots in the house, so that worked out well. That we could just put a couple carrots out there, and he would write questions, and the BFG would answer back. So the reason why it's like Elf on the Shelf is I would have to remember, after putting Niko to sleep and cleaning up the house and everything, to go into the backyard, grab the note, bring it back in, grab a different color pen. I usually wrote my answers back to him with my right hand. I'm left-handed, so I'd write it in kind of this scribbly thing and short answers, because the part of the BFG is he's not, smart, and he's not learned, and Sophie, the little girl, helps him out with that stuff. And it's just become like a really sweet thing. And he hasn't been on it as much lately, although just last week he brought it up again, that he wanted to ask the BFG a question. And it's actually really cute because he just started kindergarten, as I think I've mentioned, and he's been having some struggles with the schedule and kids and all this kind of stuff. So he wanted to ask the BFG a question, like kind of asking him for some advice on it. And I love it because he can get advice from this person that is like knows Niko and knows his interest, because they've been pen paling for the last months, and it's a way that I can, kind of give him some advice through this character of the big friendly giant, and it's been really sweet. Again, it has been frustrating because there's only been 2 times that I can think of where I forgot. I went to sleep. I woke up in the morning and remembered, oh crap, I didn't do anything. And I totally had to do this distraction for Niko. So I could run outside, put the card like basically in my pajamas, and then he's like, oh, the BFG, the card didn't come. Are you sure we didn't put it out here? Let's look. Maybe he moved it, or maybe he left it in a different place. And then I'd bounce inside, write something down, and put it back there. It's been really fun. I've enjoyed it. The frustration around doing it every night and moving around has been minuscule compared to the fun and the creativity and just the magic of it, that he believes this big friendly giant comes and brings him his dreams, and he's got this relationship with. It's going to be so interesting later on in life to see, to have a conversation with him when he, kind of in the same way, realizing Santa's not a real thing and the Easter Bunny and all that stuff around this time. I've saved every note that we've written. So I have this huge folder of all of the cards that he's written and the answers that's gone. Sometimes when Niko's gone off it, I went rogue and wrote a card from the BFG, and he said, hey, Niko, I haven't heard from you in a while. I hope everything's good. This is what I've been doing, type of thing, and keeping the pen paling going. So if you have kids that are of the age, 5, 6, was when Niko's 5 and I was reading it. There were some parts around the other giants eating kids that I skipped over or kind of summarized a little bit, saying that they were bad rather than talking about crunching up children in the mouth and stuff. It was written in the 60s, so children's stories were a little more racier, I think, then. But it's a great, great story. And the other ones, Danny the Champion of the World, we've read Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. We're going to read The Glass Elevator. There's all kinds of Rold Dahl books. Rold Dahl was my favorite author when I was growing up, so I'm happy to share those with them. And so for you, Dad, it might be a way of bonding with your kiddo over something, not necessarily that you're going to do these notes or anything, but having a really good book to read in bedtime, and it's more of a chapter book, kind of moving out of these reading 3 books of the small board books. We're getting into chapter books, which is fun. And if you decide to jump in and do that creativity note-taking thing, just make sure you commit to it because they're going to notice when the note's not there. And I even was doing the shorthand, because Niko recognizes my writing, right? So I was doing it in the opposite hand, and it's just been really fun. So that's the BFG by Rold Dahl, and it's just been fun having him a pen pal. So figure out a way that things can be more creative for you and your kiddo or kiddos, just to add a little more magic and just have a lot of fun with it. I can't wait to talk with him in years coming about this time to see what he thought. He might even be like, I know it was you, Dad. And that will be hilarious if he does. But that's the topic for today. So until next time, Dad, take good care of yourself and take good care of your family, and we'll connect on the next episode.
Thanks for listening to that episode. Guess what? My dad just formed a new thing. It's called a Slack group.
What's that?
join if you go to thedadhoodjourney.com. See you there. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.